YouTube, how you doing? What is going on, guys? It's your boy Ghostface here, back again with a video. Today is just we're playing some more Fortnite. Holy shit, I almost said Call of Duty. I am so sorry. Playing some Fortnite Battle Royale today, guys. This is not turning into a Fortnite channel. Please, God, no. I'm not like the rest of the community, but I do want to talk about this because this is a big issue in the gaming world as a whole, and I'm really surprised that this actually hit Fortnite the way that it did, and it worried the community as much as it did. Rightfully so. But I feel like it was really unexpected and really shocking. But I'm glad that the community responded in the fashion that it did, so that Epic Games, which is the handlers of Fortnite, could respond the way that they did, and everything's gonna work out fine from what I can see. And if you guys have been out of the loop and you don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm just rambling, then let me give you guys some insight. What was it? Yesterday, the day before, a little patch came out, and usually on Fortnite, when the patches come out for Fortnite, they have like miniature patch notes on the front of the screen when you log into Fortnite immediately after a patch, and you know, they basically give you a summary of what happened in the latest update. And in this update, they had a lot of cool things, and they also said what's going to happen soon. One of the main things that people noticed that was going to happen soon in Fortnite Battle Royale was the introduction of skill-based matchmaking. Now, skill-based matchmaking has hit Call of Duty like a fucking hammer these past couple of years. It's been a big accusation, and it was a big accusation in Advanced Warfare. It was proven in Advanced Warfare that it was heavily in that game. And then when it comes to World War II, a lot of people have actually stopped playing World War II because a lot of people are afraid that it is also in Call of Duty World War II. I personally feel it a lot. It's not as heavy as AW, but I definitely feel that it is there, and Sledgehammer Games just refuses to acknowledge that. That's besides the point, though. When they announced that it could possibly be coming to Fortnite Battle Royale, a lot of people were worried about that because it's just not meant to be in there. And I've talked about this with my friends a lot. I posted on Twitter last night when I saw all the YouTubers and all the streamers and everybody yelling at Epic Games, the handlers of Fortnite, yelling at them, telling them they're idiots for thinking outside the box and trying to change the game. And I think that they had good hearts when they were thinking about doing this, and I'm glad that they talked to the community and said that they were considering doing this, because if they just added it in, Fortnite would die immediately. And I think that Epic Games realizes that, and that's why they're not going to add it. But I just think it's interesting that they even thought about doing this in a game like Fortnite Battle Royale, because I don't even understand how that would work. How would you base somebody's skill off of this? How would you do that? The way that Fortnite works is you load into a game with 99 other folks. 99 other people go into this small area, and it's like a fucking Hunger Games battle. And the skill is really irrelevant, honestly. Like, the skill is always important, and it's in every single gunfight, but it doesn't matter how skilled you are. You were going to end up in a game with people who are bad, intermediate, or very hardcore players, and it really doesn't matter what your connection is or anything like that. You're going to load into a random game, and you're going to play against the best, the worst, and the average players. That's how Fortnite works. And I don't know how they would base your skill in this game. Would they base it off of wins? Would they base it off of kills per game? Would they base it off of your previous game that you just played? Would your wins matter? I don't know. I mean, I think that's a really interesting topic. It's not like Call of Duty where you can just look at somebody's KD ratio or your win-loss and say, okay, this player's in this range and we're going to put them in these type of lobbies. It doesn't really work like that in Fortnite. It's a lot of different aspects, and I just think it's weird they would consider putting 100 hardcore players into one lobby and just having them battle it out. I think that doesn't even sound fun. Like, does it really sound fun to you watching 100 people like Ninja? If you guys don't know Ninja, he is one of the most hardcore, crazy, highly skilled players on Fortnite now, and he gets hella viewers because of his crazy gameplay. Would you really want that high skill player to go against 100 other high skill players in a very small area? He really wouldn't stand out as much. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people don't like skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty. It's because it takes away people's shining ability, people's ability to be seen as good. A lot of YouTubers back in the day during AEW decided to cheat their way into getting easier lobbies. And what I mean by that is they would make fake accounts, have bad KDs and bad win-loss ratios on these accounts, and then go into lobbies and find noobs, because that was the only way to find noobs in Advanced Warfare. Because obviously if you're a good player, your KD is going to be high and you're not going to be able to find those really newbie lobbies. So people would make a whole nother account just to find these lobbies. And I mean, that's fine, I guess, but it just really makes for a lot of toxic community gameplay, and it's just really dumb. I don't think that skill-based matchmaking should be in games, period. But for them to consider doing this in a battle royale game, I think it's really interesting. And it raises the question, why do developers feel like they need to add skill-based matchmaking to these games? I think that this is a really big issue. And I think it comes from the fact that a lot of these new school gamers, this is not a video to rant against anybody or yell at anybody or be mad at anybody. This is just me asking questions to myself, and maybe you guys can help me answer this question to myself. Why are developers deciding to make these games easier for the consumer? Like, why would you even think about adding skill-based matchmaking to games like Fortnite or Call of Duty when the whole point is just to go in and have as much fun as possible? And, you know, back in the day when I first started playing Call of Duty, and when I first started playing Fortnite, hell, very recently, about like, I don't even know, like a month or two before World War II came out. It was during the end of the summer when I started playing Fortnite. And I was trash. I could not get one kill. It was extremely difficult, and to this day, I mean, I still get hyped when I get 5 kills, to be honest with you. But I've improved. I've improved because I put so much time into the game, and because that's how I grew up. When it comes to video games, I always start off trash. That's the point of playing. You play more, you get rewarded more, and your skill level rises. That's pretty much how video games work. But for some reason, these developers said, you know what, we're going to make that easier for you. We're going to make it so that you can feel better about yourself, and there's no room to grow when you put in skill-based matchmaking, because you're going to be constantly put around people who are on the same skill level as you. Therefore, you're never going to be challenged, and therefore everybody's going to stay average or stay bad or stay legendary, and nobody's really going to go up or down. And it's really fucking retarded. If you're going to be bad, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you being around other bad people. And I feel like the reason why developers feel like they need to add this is because a lot of the newer players have been more vocal over the years now. Back when I first started playing Call of Duty, it was back in World at War, and I was getting trashed every single game. I couldn't go on Twitter and yell at Vandahar because I was getting trashed by the MP40. But nowadays, people can go and trash Michael Condra because they're dying to the bar constantly. When in reality, the bar really isn't even that bad anymore because you nerfed it to the fucking ground. Thanks, Sledgehammer. Just shit like that, I mean, it just worries me. It worries me in terms of video games because you can't make a video game easy to the point where it's not challenging anymore. The point of video games, and I made a tweet last night and I worded it perfectly, and I want to go find it right now. I'm going to go on my phone right now, look for it. But it really worries me, and it makes me question the way these developers make their games now. Do they make it easier for the newer players, or do they make it harder for the players who put so much time into the game? And I made a tweet last night. I said, I hate the fact that games are adding stuff like Sbmm, which is skill-based matchmaking, to make new gamers feel better about themselves. It helps no one. Everyone stays in the same skill level. And that's pretty much the summarized version of it. Literally, nobody gets better when it comes to skill-based matchmaking. It helps no one. It doesn't help the hardcore players. It doesn't help the new players. And that's not the point of video games. The point of video games is to challenge yourself and improve the more you play. That's my opinion on it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. I'm really interested to see what you guys say about this because a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about this. And with all of the way, guys, it's been Ghostface here. YouTube. I will see you fucking later.